Alright, good. The mic is picking up. Well, hey guys, Cat097 here. It's been a while. A lot of things have happened. Most of them have been bad. Not a lot of good has happened in the last few months to half a year. It's been about half a year, I'd say. Around that. We're coming up on that. I had a couple recordings that I made, but I didn't like how they were coming along, so I trashed those recordings. It's been a long while since I've played, or even stepped foot in the world. I kind of remember what I was working on. I actually wasn't working on the tower, believe it or not. I had actually started working on the villager trader. Which, hey, that's always good to have. It was actually coming along half decently, but things in life had gotten in the way. I do know that before I had left, my cousin was going through a lot of things, and luckily, she's doing much better now. So thankfully my cousin is doing much better than she was. It's a huge relief on everyone, but not everything has gone well. There's been a couple rough patches that I've had. So for the villager trader, I planned to make like this the actual hall like this. I was gonna build a castle and make this actual area the where the villagers were at. I trapped some villagers down here at this village, so they're safe. But yeah, no, a lot has happened since my last video. Like, for starters, I've changed jobs. I don't make anywhere near as much money as I did. I do enjoy it. My new job is a lot of fun. Though I'm not well financially, I try not to worry about the money problems, as they're the least of my worries. And I did hate leaving you guys for so long, especially saying how supportive a lot of you have been. I can fake it all I want, but I know that my mental health is at one of its lowest points it's been in a long time. I've taken a pretty steep decline. Now, this isn't a cry for help. There is no concern of any self-harm or anything. So while my mental health has taken a unhealthily steady decline the last several months, I'm doing my best to not let it stop me from doing what I love. I've been staying busy, my mind off of certain things, and it's worked actually pretty well for the time being. But there's only so much I can do before I can feel the world collapsing around me. I don't know if this is a condition or something, but I've had trouble with understanding what is and isn't reality. There have been actual multiple points in the last couple months where I couldn't tell the difference between what was a dream and what was reality. I've had conversations with friends and everything that have never actually happened. No recollection of it ever happening. There's no physical evidence of them ever happening, but I remember them vividly. The only thing that any of us can consider it was I was having some type of lucid dream while I was awake, or something. I don't know. It's confusing. I don't believe I like it. It's definitely hard to wrap my head around at times. Especially since I've had like some very deep and very important conversations with friends and family. Just for me to spend time with those people and then really realize like, hey, these things never happened. And it's heartbreaking because I don't know what's wrong with me. I've reached the point where I know I'm almost fully gone mentally. My coworkers recognize it, mainly because they've been around people that have lost their minds due to unhealthy habits in their life. Which confuses them even more because I don't do any of those unhealthy habits, but I do have certain traumas and certain experiences in life that have affected me terribly, and they have taken a toll on me and what I do in my life. So when it comes to this little series I've made, they're trying to join Hermitcraft, I don't believe I'm going to make it. I don't believe I'll ever make the cut. There's a couple reasons for this, and I'm going to be very transparent. For starters, I'm not a good person. By no means am I like a criminal or one of those, how do I put that, the YouTubers that we don't talk about. I'm nothing like that, but just overall, not a very good person. I struggle to show certain sympathies and emotions. Like, yeah, I can get annoyed, I can be happy, I can be sad, or whatever you want to call it. But it's not to the same extent as it used to be. Now, some people might call that maturing, but I've seen other people my age or older than me, and I can see how differently body language is, the way we react to certain things, and I don't know if it's due to the mental health issues or what, but see that affects me in a way that I tend to not care or really seem to notice how things I do or say affect other people. And in some cases it has helped me, but in a lot of cases it has hurt me, because I end up being a very mean, rude person at times. So I have a couple issues that do come back to bite me. A couple that I will not mention that also make me terrible. Like, I get it, yeah. Oh no, your emotions and whatnot aren't make other people feel uncomfortable. Oh no, you're such a terrible person. No, there's just many other things that I will not be getting into due to the fact that I know there's probably going to be kids that watch this, and certain things that I'm not going to say. But yeah, things have just been rough. So while I am going to try and keep this series going, just to see if it is still at all possible for me to join the Hermits, which, hey, I know it's not going to be possible, but for the heck of it, why not try? All I can really say is 2024 has been a rough year. And not just for me and my family, but I'm pretty sure most people out there, 2024 has been a rough and terrible year. Now, I will say, while I've been gone, I went to go do my grandmother's service because right before I actually started this little journey, my grandmother had passed. And it took a while for us to go do her service. We actually did it in July. So we did her service up in her hometown in New York. It was a very small service, but it was nice. I got to see a lot of family I didn't get to see in a long time. But nice that though my grandmother was not with me or with us anymore, to get to bring us together one last time. I also got the opportunity to meet a very long-time friend. I got to meet her in person for the first time. It was actually very nice, and thank her deeply for sticking with me throughout the years, because actually to her, I have not been the nicest to. I've mentioned that I was not a good person, and there's many things that I've said to her that I have regretted. And if you watch this video, you know who you are. I don't think you'll watch this video, but if you end up finding it, you know who you are. So I think I'm going to try and get this back up and going. I can't promise that the upload schedule will be the same as it was once a week. I don't think I'll be able to do that. But I'm going to try to get videos out again, because I do miss recording. It was nice to record and get feedback and see people enjoy the videos. It was quite nice. I did like it. It was a lot of fun. It was also nice seeing people take an interest in the things I was doing. But I can't promise I can't keep. So I would like to keep recording, but I don't know if I will. There's a couple things getting in my way. As for living situation, as of now, I don't know how long it's going to last. It sucks to see what death in the family will do to some people, and how it brings out the worst in some people. A lot of things I wish I can say in this video and keep it in, but there's a lot of things I'm gonna have to cut out, because right now I'm just venting to a mic. A good old trusty blue snowball ice that I bought years ago. I do wish I was a better person than I am. And I would never wish upon anyone the amount of self-doubt and self-hatred I have towards myself upon anybody. Because I know for a fact that everything I believe, mostly not true, but there's just that bit in the back of the head that just keeps prodding like, hey, you're not this or that. It eats away at you. It really does. Now back to the topic of the actual game, and enough about my personal life. So, I don't know how much I'll be able to record. I don't know how much I'll be able to edit. But I am going to try to put out more videos. Now, I do think that my hand-drawn thumbnails were a lot more fun to use, rather than the screenshotted and mildly edited ones that I've been doing more recently. So I think I'll go back to the hand-drawn ones, because hey, they were more fun and gave me an excuse to draw. Granted, it's not in the format that I like, it's digital, but it's still nice because I like to mess around with digital art. I get to try out new things. It's fun. So I'm gonna go back to the hand drawing, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop. I'm going to change the plan for this series. So I want to change I'm probably gonna have to change the direction I'm going with this series. Before, the plan was I was gonna do season 1 of this until the Hermits ended their current season. I'll start season 2 when they started their next season. I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I think my best course of action is just to find some other small, either just as small as me, my size of channel, preferably not very young, because I've seen what larger age gaps tend to do. But people who play games, some people become very bad influences onto others. But I was thinking about finding other content might like to work together and like make a schedule. That way everyone has a little bit of ambition push to get on the server, because when I'm feeling down and I had no one to push me to get onto the server, it was up to me, and I just wasn't feeling up to it. I was down and I was sad, had a lot going on, I was confused, a lot of very deep, I had no drive at all. So I think completely changing the course, joining up with other could change a pace. Now, will this change my goal? Probably not. I think it will always be a goal to join the Hermits. Now, I don't know if I'll ever actually make it to that point, but I think it would be nice. But there's a lot of self-doubt, a lot of things I'm afraid of. So as of now, I hate your hitbox so much. Terrible hitbox. Tiniest little thing. So while the goal will not change, the series might. How the series changes, many others. I don't know how often I can upload, keep up, recording, editing, and all that. I would like to say that this is, for me, which part of it is, but the back of my mind, every day I went into work, I always thought of, wonder what all those people that watch me, support me, thought of, stopped uploading. I'm not saying that because like, oh, sob story, yada yada yada. No, it was a thing that bugged me. I had recorded in between now and then, and today I thought about uploading those, but scrapped them. They didn't like, they just weren't it. So I decided to scrap those videos. I decided to record this. That way I can kind of get you guys caught up, show you guys where I've been. So I feel like you all deserve to know. As for everything in my life, I can't go into too much detail, but past couple months there's been a couple regrets, and one of them was not continuing this ambition, because this little side project has always been, loved reading the comments, I loved responding to people, interacting with the community. Though it was very short-lived and it didn't last for very long, just enjoyable times I've ever had, and I want to try that relationship with you guys. I know my energy seems down and all. It's not where it used to be. Like already my energy wasn't all there. Like I've right now all my old videos from 3-5 years ago, they're all unlisted. I look back at those videos and I had way more energy. I was way more into it than I am now. But back then I was still a kid. I was still having fun. I was at school. All my friends still lived down here in Florida, and most of them were still with me. So I can partially understand why I don't have the same energy as I did, but I promise to try and fix that for you guys. You guys don't deserve to see me at this low point. You guys deserve to see me at my best. That is why I will finish the tower. Oh yeah, I will finish this. I think out of all of the builds I've done over the years, all the projects, granted, this one is not my biggest or my most impressive looking. It has been the most fun because it's been the most different. My usual builds have been a castle with like a village around it or something like that, a custom forest. This was different. The tower was an ambition that I've never tried before. And it was one of the most fun projects I've ever started. And the reason why I want to finish it more than anything else is because I started it with you guys. You guys saw the birth of the tower. It was the dumbest thing I've ever done. It's a stupid, it's not a practical base at all, but it's fun. It's a fun base, which isn't something I've ever really done. I've never made a base just like for fun. Like all my bases have been like, I built a village around a castle. The castle was the main base that would have storage and everything and all that, but it was meant for more, I guess it was also meant for looks over practicality, because I would build like a cathedral. Inside the cathedral I would put my enchantment table, and only my enchantment table. That means I'd have to go to a whole separate building just for my enchantment table, but everything had its place. Village was decoration, but the actual castle itself was the main base. It was practical. It had storage, it had the portal, it had everything I needed. It was a practical base. The tower is not that. It is the farthest thing from practical. It's big, it's awkward, it's weird, it's incomplete. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need an elytra to even use it half the time, because that's the way it's going to be designed. But I think that's what makes it fun. The sheer uselessness of it and the sheer absurdity of the tower is what made it one of my favorite builds to date, despite me not having finished it. This will always be one of my most favorite projects that I've ever gotten to work on. It was just such a fun base. I'm glad I got to start it with you guys. I've started it with you guys, and I'm going to finish it with you guys. Those of you that have stuck with me and have awaited my return, I'm back. And the tower will return in its full glory. That I will promise. But first things first, we're going to be working on the good old villager trader, because I need mending very badly. But I think I'm going to wrap this little video up for now. My update video. See you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy. Later.